boundary edge, or you just sat on the grass.
But so there was a fair bit of aggro going on. We have some more things on Twitter. Jay Grover says, I was having a chat with my dad about the Bales, or Midar, as and he was of the opinion that unless that technology could be afforded by grassroots structures, it would further wonderful Twitter handle Harsha Nails says, my first World Cup memory is 1996 quarter-final India versus Pakistan. Venkatesh Prasad sending back Amir Sahel after he hit Prasad for back-to-back boundaries.
Hassan Ali into Warner. Warner fends that rising delivery off his hips, gets it very fine indeed, and it's gone for 4. It's leg buys, in fact.
Leg buy, yeah, just hit him, yeah.
Yeah. So 50 up for Australia, 51 for no wicket. And Warner remains on 26. Pakistan, of course, winning the toss and choosing to field. That will please Grubby. He hates it when they say choosing to bowl. And,
of all the hills to die on.
Of all the things, indeed. It's amazing what little things upset people, isn't it?
It also used to upset me when they say elected to bat. There was no electing going on when I was captain. That was a dictatorship.
Could be an electorate of one.
Anyway, here's Hassan Ali bowls again. He has to fend. I can't remember if I went to a group game. I'm sure I must have done, but I can't remember any of them. Someone was talking yesterday, was it the 75 or 79 tournament where England played Australia, and I think the score that was chased down was 160 in 60 overs or something ridiculous.
Wow.
I see a leg come round the door. It is the leg belonging to Tony Bishop, who will be coming to Ball by Ball for you in 2 balls' time. There's Nestle Boy as well. Onto the back foot goes Finch, having to jump a little bit as he plays that. And Hassan Ali comes in. And Gary has arrived. Gary. So it's going to be a 3-man change. And we're all going to go and make the acquaintance of Arthur Shear after this ball.
Sarfraz Ahmed, presumably not that one.
Ben coming in here, I think, can remember before the 1992 World Cup. He might go all the way back to 1987.
Well, if not further. Hassan bowls, and it's defended to backward point. Good diving stop there, Babar Azam, and there is no run. That is the end of the power play, the 2 men out power play.
Is the most that will be scored today. Inyatha Sami says, well done. Thank you very much for your singing the praises of the great Imran Khan, who used to give interviews to journalists while face down naked on a massage table. And with that mental image floating around your heads, I hand over to Tony Bishop.
Oh, goodness me, yeah. That's well done. The first commentary trio. You've got Australia off to a much better start than I think they managed against India. Certainly are at a more decent lick. They're
Have you
56.
ever given an interview while naked on a massage table?
Not interviews, no. In comes Wahab Riaz, that's skied! Oh, well, and it was away to point, and it was up in the air, and for a moment there, I just barely got my arse in the chair, but I thought Australia were going to lose their first wicket, but David Warner has just about survived. 27 off 22, his partner Finch has 22. It's been a steady start, and that probably was the first slight risk. To my left will be, when he gets his headphones on, is
Yes,
none other
hello.
than Gary Naylor.
I'm delighted to be here.
And to my right is Nestle Boy,
Hello.
applying an antiseptic wipe to his weapon. Weapon in this particular case being his microphone. And still 56 without loss. Now, somebody said on one of those tweets, I think Knuckle had just read, about 280 was the expected score. I can tell you that some... There's a funny old shot, really. There's been some question, hasn't there, Gary, about Warner's full fitness with that elbow, but he seems to be slightly freer of movement today than he was against India the other day.
Yes, I think he's kind of easing his way back. Perhaps the mental side of the return to international cricket as much as the physical side. He was away for a year, of course.
As in comes Wahab and crashed away. But there is a man at deep extra cover. It's Fakhar Zaman. And they will just take a single.
And I think there are some gaps in his technique at the moment, but clearly he's sandpapering over those cracks and hoping to get on with it.
Oh dear. Well, they also had that really dreadful incident of the young net bowler who took one full on the head, and he was still in hospital, I think, although he's up and about walking. But by all accounts, David Warner was pretty upset by that, and with a note, and he's put the schedule up where none of us have, with any kind of eyesight, have got any chance of reading it whatsoever. But at least it's there.
Just that kind of very light kind of head protection, because if it just eases the impact of the ball, it changes it from being...
Oh, you're talking about for bowlers?
Yeah.
Wahab's in again. He's gone for 2 singles this over, and that's whipped very nicely off his toes by David Warner. Out between mid-wicket and mid-on. There is a deep mid-wicket, though. It's Imam Haq. Pretty good throw, too.
Because I think that...
And we'll restrict them to 2.
I think the kind of impact that you get with the ball flush onto the skull is... if you've just got that little bit of padding, it turns it into a nasty blow rather than potentially something rather more serious. But, it remains to be seen. There's Azhar Mahmood. I thought Azhar Mahmood and Marcus Stoinis had a bit of a look that was similar out there, but seeing Azhar now, maybe that's misplaced. But in my mind's eye, Azhar is making 100, I think, on debut in 19...
Song in my head whenever I hear him. It's going to be Shaheen Afridi anyway, he's going to be in. And this one is left alone by Finch. Gets a very appreciative piece of applause from behind the stumps by Sarfraz Ahmed, and it was a well-judged leave, to say the least, as Finch raised his bat above it. There wasn't too many coats of paint between the ball and that off-stump of Finch, but he's got away with it.
Varun Parkle says, first World Cup memory is Javed Miandad mocking Kieran Moray by jumping up and down. That's quite fun. And Mog says hello to us all.
Well, hello, Mog. Shaheen is in from the river end at Taunton, and this is whipped away to deep mid-wicket. It's going to be Imam Haq who's down there again. Does the tidying up. And once again, I'd be surprised if they didn't take 2.
Early World Cup memories. Wiggy says, boycott bowling with his cap on. In the final in 1979. Big in-swingers, weren't they, from round the wicket?
They were. Yeah, I remember Geoffrey Boycott bowling with his cap on. Quite a sight. 79, they must have lost. That was West Indies then.
Yeah, I think
West Indies won the first 2 World Cups, didn't they?
I think England's 5th bowler was Wayne Larkins, and
in comes Shaheen, and this is nicely flicked off his legs by Finch down to square leg. Nigel Lalong is not the man down there, actually. It's Mr. Pellegrini. remarkable. I mean, I sat down and wickets just fell all over the shop. In comes Shaheen again. He's left arm over the wicket. Forward comes David Warner, and this is punched away between cover and extra. Imam ul Haq is racing around that cover boundary and will restrict them again for 2. Lively bit of fielding. He seems to have lost his headgear in the process.
He needs to tighten up that cap a bit. That's the second time.
Well, it's the second. He's got quite a lot of hair underneath it, though.
Well, you think he'd stick?
I think last time I was in that chair, Tony, I think I took sort of 4 for 12 in the Sri Lankan collapse.
You two have got remarkable figures in the World Cup, haven't you?
Would you? I'm not sure what my figures are. Actually, it'd be quite interesting to check. That between us, wouldn't it? I mean, all of us, not just you and me, Gary.